to another installment of Deboroni Dinners. I'm Deborah. Tonight we're going to make a really easy spaghetti. First I take my pot, and as usual we're going to spray it. I don't like stuff to stick to the pot. Makes cleanup a lot easier if you spray it. We're going to use ground beef in our spaghetti tonight. If you watch my taco video, you'll see that I like the darker meat, the one with less fat. It might seem a little bit more expensive when you initially buy it, but it's actually more cost effective in my opinion because you're not getting a lot of shrinkage from the meat. So we've got our meat in our pot. I cut some onions off camera. We're going to go ahead and add that. I like to season the meat as I cook it. That way the seasoning can get into it and get it absorbed into the meat, and it makes it taste really good. So we're going to put a little Worcestershire sauce in there. I've got black ground pepper we're going to put in here. I guess we seasoned the counter a little bit, but that's okay. I've got some garlic pepper seasoning. We're just going to put a little bit of this. And then some of this spicy, it's a Montreal steak seasoning, but you can use it in pretty much anything, and it's got a really nice flavor to it. So our meat is ready to put on the stove. So we're going to start cooking the meat. I also filled this pot up with water. This is what we're going to cook our noodles in. We're going to go ahead and turn it on so that the water can start boiling, because you want your water boiled when you stick the noodles in. It's best to put a lid on the pot. That way when you are boiling the water, the heat stays in the pot and it'll boil much quicker. Turn that on. And then we're going to brown our meat. Okay, so our meat is good and brown, and if you look, there's no fat in there at all. That was a really nice cut of meat. You can also tell that we've got the same amount of meat as we started with. You know, again, sometimes you get a less expensive cut of I call it hamburger meat, but ground beef, and it'll shrink up on you. But the one with less fat in it, it's going to be really red when you buy it on the shelf. It's really red. And you get the same amount of meat basically as what you started with. Plus it tastes better, and it doesn't have that weird fat taste all over your kitchen. And so we're going to open the spaghetti sauce. You can use any kind you want because you're going to jazz it up a bit. You can make a homemade sauce if you want, but it looks like Reggiano spent the day in the kitchen making it for us. So we're just going to take advantage of that. And then I'm going to add some diced tomatoes to it. I like these roasted ones, the fire roasted. It gives a little bulk to your sauce, and it gives it an extra flavor, and it kind of stretches it a bit so that if you've got a big family, you get more bang for your buck really, and the meal stretches a little bit more. Spaghetti is a good, inexpensive meal if you've got a big family. It stretches quite a bit. You can probably feed 5 or 6 people, if not more, off this. And then I always add a little water to the jar. Not much, just a little bit of water. Shake it up. Pour it in there. You know how I am. I don't really like to waste stuff. Therefore, we've got most of the sauce out of the jar and put it in the pan. Okay, I'm going to show you a little trick. I add about a spoonful of sugar to this. Actually, half a spoon. I'm going to change my mind on that. We're going to add half a spoon. The reason we do that, it lowers the acidity of the tomatoes that are in the sauce, and then it kind of helps cut down, you know, some people suffer from indigestion, things of that nature. Plus the sugar gives it a little bit of a nice taste because you've got the spices in there, the acidity of the tomato. So just overall it kind of helps the sauce out a bit. Okay, so we're also going to throw some garlic bread in the oven to have with our spaghetti. I went ahead and sprayed my pan. We've got this garlic bread. We've preheated our oven at 425, which is what it says to do on the box here. So we're going to spread this bread out onto the pan. So we've got our bread on here, and it's already seasoned with butter and garlic. We're going to fancy it up a bit with some mozzarella cheese. We'll just sprinkle a little bit on each slice of bread here. Some of these videos I just want to show you can make a simple dinner. Just put your own stamp on it. Put some love into it. Create a little bit of a different flavor there, and your family will love it. So the sauce is coming along nicely. It just needs a little bit longer to simmer and get all those nice flavors in. And it looks like our the pot of water for our noodles is boiling, so we can go ahead and take that lid off. And we're going to put our spaghetti noodles in. Have to fight with it a little bit, but we'll get all of them in there. Just kind of push them in like that. And then you just kind of, as they soften, you can stir them. One's trying to escape, but that's okay. Here's a tip. If you're making a cake and you wanted to check whether it was done or not, and you don't have a toothpick, you can use one of these. They work great. So we've got our noodles in the pan. We're going to leave the lid off it, and we're going to put the timer on for 12 minutes here. And that should be good for that amount of noodles. It depends on how much you're using. I used the whole box. If I had used half of it, I probably would have put that on 9 or 10 minutes for cooking. And then I'm checking my sauce. The sauce still looks good. Okay, so while the good stuff is cooking, we're going to go ahead and put this other good stuff in there too. This is our bread. We've set the oven for 425. We're going to stick this in here for about 7 minutes. So the timer is up here. We're going to check the spaghetti. I've kind of stirred it around a bit in between. We're going to check it and see if it's at the right consistency, which we like al dente. A trick is to grab a strand of it and sling it against the cabinet. If it sticks, dinner is done. Okay, so our noodles are finished. We're going to strain those in a couple minutes. I want you to see the sauce. The sauce is good and done too. So we did a nice job tonight of having everything ready pretty much at the same time. So we're going to take our noodles and pour them in the strainer here to get the water out of it. Alrighty. Kind of shake it around a bit and get a little of the water out. And then we'll just go ahead and pour that back in the pan. Our bread is ready. We're going to go ahead and shut that off. Let's check it out. We may have to give it another minute or two. I'm not sure. Oh no. Voila, look at that. If you remember, we just took the regular garlic bread that you get in the frozen section, and we kind of Deboronied it up a bit by putting some mozzarella cheese on there. And some people mix the sauce in with the noodles. I prefer to put the sauce or the noodles on first and then the sauce on top. Some people like a lot of sauce, some people like a little sauce. And also the other nice thing about this is if you've got a big family, you can kind of make this stretch a bit. So that's what it looks like with the sauce and the noodles. And then we're going to put a little Parmesan cheese on there. We're going to go ahead and serve this with a piece of this nice garlic bread. I'll let you get a look at that. You can serve this with a salad or by itself, however you want to do it. Okay, just to recap, we've made spaghetti tonight. It's an easy dinner. Yes, I did use sauce out of the jar, but we kind of jazzed it up a little bit, put our own spin on it. My goal with these dinners is to show people that you don't have to make something super fancy or spend all day in the kitchen. You can make something delicious for your family using simpler ingredients. In fact, a family member of mine is going to try this, my beautiful daughter Fylicia. Would you like to try this?
Of course.
Bring your fork.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while. This one's mine.
Mm-hmm. Do you like it?
I love it.
Look the camera up.
Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've had mom's spaghetti.
You'll have to move in with us. You can
Great.
have that at least once a week. It's my go-to dinner.
This is also my sister's favorite dish.
Yes. Alrighty, well thank you for watching this installment of Deboroni Dinners. We hope that you enjoy these videos. Again, my goal is to show that you can make a quick, simple dinner. A lot of us are rushed, we're tired when we get home. A lot of times we'll stop in the drive-thru to get something to eat because it's quick and easy, and that's okay too, but if you'd like to show your family a little bit of love, a little bit of joy, you can whip something up in your kitchen using simple ingredients. If there's something you'd like us to try on camera, subscribe to my channel. Put it in the comments section and we'll give it a shot.